Now we go from my least favorite age to my favorite age. This other one's also frustrating, but I love the atmosphere so much better. Okay, right. Hi, Cirrus.
With each page I can see more clearly. Soon, free from this horror.
I can see you more clearly.
Book. You must visit the one remaining age which you have not. Confident that my brother Akana is demented. He is guilty.
That's a shame.
He took advantage of the freedom our father had given us.
Your father didn't seem to actually give you that much freedom. He usually just took you with him sometimes.
I ask you again. Do not retrieve the blue pages.
I'm totally not doing that. No,
he will destroy both myself and you, just as he destroyed the other pages of Myst.
Yep, he did it all alone, though.
Never will escape. You must simply bring the red story that I, your wisdom, you will see that I am innocent and he is guilty. This forgotten island long ago.
Hello?
I will owe you my life, and you will be greatly rewarded.
Oh, what kind of reward are you talking about there? Well, Mr. Cirrus, you got some honeyed words there, but I think you're full of bullshit. Alright, here we go. I saved the best for last. The Channelwood Age. Alright.
I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late and I must rest.
Where are you resting? On a rock. Ouch.
I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water, and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower pass to the village level approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise, this creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt in the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings which happened randomly, some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day, things changed. The rumbling began and quickly grew to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was slowly sinking into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through the catastrophe moved into the trees where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there, and the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if he/they were gods or heroes. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and to sleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined the frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off up the narrow path, high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen onto a lower level of walkway and carry it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As this strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke finding it even harder to believe the previous evening's events.
Well, yeah, a guy just jumped to his death because you showed up. How do you feel about yourself, buddy? Real good, I bet.
The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts colors. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them.
Sudden text change color, okay?
I have lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I'm even beginning to learn bits of their language. I've decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age will be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Cirrus and Akinar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind, as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I'm leaving tomorrow to check on the Asmoian age. Cirrus has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it.
Ha!
Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the chaotic. Okay? I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly. After checking on Cirrus and Akinar here, see Everdune's journal for more information. After watching Cirrus and Akinar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Cirrus and Akinar are staying behind again. I've been gone for over 3 days and have been to many different places. I had to tell Sirius and Akner about Pran's death today. They were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested it would be wise for Sirius and Akner to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I've told my sons that they'll be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and I'm reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were to various different colors.
Now that makes sense.
I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through my very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked that they can visit some other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request, I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again.
So it looks like there's the bridges, and there's a thing, and there's the house, and that's the end. Looks like. Alright, I don't get any hints in this one, but I think I remember what I have to do. Oh, that's right. I don't get any hints in the books. I forget. Hello. Yes, let's go. Oh wait, I gotta turn the tower. Turn the tower. I want it. Where do I want it again? I want it. Yeah, there. That's where I want it. That will bring me to Channelwood. Okay. Book! A book! Okay, right. So the book is located somewhere. Part of the game is so glitchy. I love this remake, but at the same time, it's just kind of... Alright. 724. Write that down. Alright. 724. Okay. Now, I know where I need to go. So let's go. At least I'm 99% sure I know. We'll see. Here's a good age. Here's the fun age. This age is so pretty. Right. Okay. Oh look, dawn is approaching. Can I get out of the library, please? Thank you. Okay, I don't want the boat. I've already done the boat. I need to go over here to this hut. What are you doing, Myst? Okay. Right, let me in the hut. Okay. Myst! Myst, what are you doing, Myst? Okay. Right, here we go. Okay. 7, 2, 4. Boom. Oh look, I got a match. Wonder what I do with the match. Do I put it in here? Maybe? Thought I put it in this boiler. Maybe I'm at the wrong angle. Hold on. Can I? Hello? Hello? Oh, did I lose my match? Oh, I lost my match. Oh, I had to light it. I'm an idiot. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, this... Oh, shit, I missed it. Alright. So that brings that up there. That raises the tree up, and there is a secret thing in there. So now we gotta... down. I'm gonna get on it. Okay, get in. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Channelwood. We actually still have some time. We have a good 15 minutes. All right. I can get us a good portion of the way through the age. We can at least explore it a little bit. So let's do it. Oh, it's so pretty! So friggin' pretty! Oh, I love Channelwood. I feel at peace in Channelwood. Alright, so yeah, so the whole thing is basically all these walkways. And there's these things, right? So, we gotta go over here first of all, because we're gonna follow the lines. And sometimes you can, oh god damn it, Myst. Sometimes you can see up above, there's walkways up above, and we need to get to there. We need to get up, because the book is up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to this hut here, right? Oh wait, no, we need to go behind the hut, I think. Maybe, possibly, or maybe not. There's something else we need to do. I always forget what it is. Oh yeah, that's what we need to do. There we go. Hello? Hello, Myst? Myst? Shit. What am I supposed to do here? Isn't there a button or some shit like that? It's like really fucking hidden. Okay. Hold on to your hats. Where is Channelwood? Stone shit. Channelwood, okay. Right. Okay. That doesn't help me. Look around and see if you can turn on the water supply. It's not a helpful walkthrough. That's not a helpful walkthrough at all. Okay. Go back down and turn on the hose there. Oh. Well. That's silly. Okay. Hello, Myst. Yes, work with me. Alright. We gotta turn on this hose here. Okay, right. So we've got the hose turned on so we can follow the sound of the water. And now, by adjusting the pipes, we can make it go where we want to. So we can make it go, for instance, this way, over here. This looks like a fun direction. Okay, so... Hello? Sometimes these don't open the first time. I think it's just being a little... Yeah, the water doesn't go that way, right? It's going this way. Like that, or we need to... thing, but I can't remember. This age is weird and finicky. Give me a second. Get the power to run the elevator. What? Channelwood. Okay. Not okay. So I can't go to the one next to the staircase. Apparently this one doesn't open this way. Or whatever the fuck. What are you doing? Don't do that. Yeah. So that one doesn't open apparently. So we wanna not put the water that way. We wanna go no, this way. Alright. Alright. We want the water to go up. That way, pretty please. Okay. And now we want it to go that way. Oh, did I miss one? Oh, I missed one. Myst, stop. Myst, stop. Stop what you were doing, Myst. Okay. Right. So now, this is running. Put. And here we go. Close the door. Go up. Woo! Now we can reach the other floors. Hello. Oh, it's so nice and peaceful up here. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this age. It's not rage-inducing like that other age that shall not be named. This one goes nowhere, right? Oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you would not do that, that'd be nice. Right. Let's just take a quiet moment just to take in the sounds of nature and all that hippy-dippy shit. You know, you won with the trees. Also, it's kind of weird that nobody is here. Oh, hey, look, here's the staircase. Right, because that's not working. Can I open the staircase? Hello? No. No, I cannot. Okay, then. So I think what we need to do is we need to get to the second elevator, which is back down this way, because we can get to some other parts of the area then. Oh, this calms me. Oh, so much. So that is not the way to go. It's not the way we need to go. We need to go this way, because the elevator is right over there. Yep, we do. So now, if we turn this to go this way, I believe there's some stuff this way we can do, maybe. Let me see. Yes. Okay. If we power it over here, we can make that bridge extend. Okay. Extend, bridge, extend. Yay! So go this way and get to the elevator over here. So now what we need to do though is we need to go back over here and change the flow of the water so it's still powering the elevator. We don't want to bring it this way, we want to bring it this way then. Myst, stop. Myst, stop. Right? Right, that's right. We need to do one more over here. So that, then powers this. Oh, except that's broken, so we need to go to the other side and fix that. Could you not do that, please, Myst? Be very helpful. You wouldn't be such a finicky bitch sometimes. You know, like maybe chill out a little bit, have a beer, like not like turn me around 180 degrees every time I click a button. Nice. Just saying. Maybe just a thought. You know, give it some consideration. Thank you. Alright, now we can go with this here. This, I believe, will take us to the Myst book. Yes. Yes, this is how we get back. Okay. But the question is, how do we get Sirius and Aknar's pages? Because I know that we have to get them through that one with the staircase. I'll do some research, AK. I'll look it up in the walkthrough and I'll let y'all know next time. But for now, thanks for joining me. And go fuck yourselves. Bye-bye!